Hi there, it's Janice Thompson from JazzleDazzleCrafts.com. I'm hoping this will be a wee quick video. I've just come on to talk to you about the designer series paper offer. We're halfway through July, and if you haven't already benefited from this offer, have a wee look in your catalogue. You can have 4 packs of designer series paper for the price of 3. Fabulous offer. I really took advantage of this, and I've bought quite a lot. I bought them all actually, in more than one of each, so I got about 3 or 4 free packs. I like freebies. I don't know about you. So welcome to the chaos of what is my craft corner. I've made this card just to kind of show off the Garden Impressions designer series paper. I'm kind of just trying to decide. I've got a class next week and I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do with the ladies. So they haven't come up with an idea yet. Hopefully they will, but for the moment I've got a few ideas of my own that we might like to do, and because quite a few of the ladies that come to my class have already taken part in paper shares, or they have bought some of the papers in the offer, because it really is a fantastic offer. 2 fantastic offers on just now with Stampin' Up. One is this one, the paper. The other one is joining up a great offer, offer for customers and people looking to build a business alike. I've already told you in many another video, and you can have a chat with me. There is absolutely no pressure to build a business, but if you wanted to build a business, you'll get all the support that's there. So the offer on the joining offer this month is usual £99, and you choose your own kit. It's all products from the catalogue. You choose £130 worth of product. But during July, and just until the very end of July, it stops at the end of July. During July, on top of that, you can choose a family of ink pads. 10 ink pads, and you can choose from the families. I'm just going to move the catalogue to the pages where the inks are. So I think you can see both. I'll just maybe move this out a wee bit. Yeah. So there's the neutrals, the brights, the subtles, and the regals. Now you can choose from any of those. So let's just have a look for the whole pack of stamp pads. £63 for 10 pads. That actually is a great offer. That's giving you 10% off from if you bought them all singly. So if you bought a full family without, if you're just putting an order in, £63, and they are £7 each, so that already is a saving of £7. But if you, as I say, I've already said, sign up. It's just a fantastic offer. You can just pay your £99, take your £130 of product and a family of inks, and just go away and enjoy these products. You need never buy another thing from Stampin' Up if you don't want to. You need not build a business. But as I said, if you want to, we'll support you all the way. It's just a fantastic offer. Give it a go. Give it a go. Anyway, you're now well aware of what the offers are this July, so I'm just going to get on with crafting, because that's what I love the best. If you have got any questions about the offers, I am around and I can answer any questions for you. Put your mind at rest. So I'm looking at the designer series paper and I'm saying, right, okay Janice, you've bought all this. Are you going to use it, or are you going to just sit and look at it? So best way to do it is just to get chopping. Now, lots of other Stampin' Up demonstrators and other crafters alike, we all love papers. We just love them. They're just, and there's lots of designers out there apart from Stampin' Up, but the Stampin' Up designer series paper I have found is excellent quality. And the great thing is the colours all coordinate. They coordinate with our cards, they coordinate with our inks. Everything goes together, so for me it's win-win. So I cut up some bits of this. This is Garden Impressions. I'll just let you have a wee. This is a 6x6 set, and this is in the offer. You know, this could be the one that I got free. I don't know. I didn't work out which ones were the frees. But you know, this could be you making some cards with a free pack of paper. So I chose three prints out of this, and I've cut the different layers. Now the thing with layered cards is I like to separate the layers with some card. And if you look around the YouTube videos and blogs, you'll see that most of my fellow crafters do the same, and I think it really gives you the look. It separates each piece of paper and it lets you see the different patterns. Now this is a great way to show how the paper all coordinates together. So I've done it with the Garden Impressions, so on the video today I'm going to have a go at making a card with the Animal Expressions paper. Again, this is one from the offer. So I've taken a couple of sheets. I'm not quite sure exactly what size I'm going to use at the moment in my card, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use exactly the same dimensions as I've used in this card, and I'll use a stamp from Animal Outing to finish off the cards for the sentiment. So I'm going to just crack on. I wrote in my notebook as I was doing this card what measurements I've used. Okay, I just think this is a nice balance. You can do these layered cards with any, you can use up scraps of paper and invent your own design. I use centimetres when I'm doing this style of card, and I use 0.4 around the edge. You'll find that some of my fellow crafters will use 0.5 or also 1/4 of an inch. Your decision, your card, you do it your way. This is the way I do it. 0.4 I add on for my border. So as I say, I've got the measurements written down here. I will get them onto my blog hopefully in the next day or two for you. So I'm going to go with a base card of Granny Apple Green, just simply because it was lying out and I don't want to waste it. So I cut half a sheet of Granny Apple Green here, the long ways, and folded it in half. That's my card base. So then I've got this paper, I think will be the feature kind of panel in the front. I love this kind of giraffe print, and that's got the crumb cake and this one. So I'm thinking I'm going to put the frogs at the back as the main large panel, and then I'm going to have a long panel of the giraffe one print, and then we'll cut a square from this one. I'm not quite sure I'm going to work that out, but we'll just have to see how it goes as we go along, how it cuts up. So put that away just now, and I'm going to cut my layers from crumb cake. Here's my crumb cake. I've just taken an A4 sheet. So these are what I need. I've written down. So it's 10.1 by, that's crumb cake, crumb cake, crumb cake, and crumb cake. Just so I know. So I'm going to cut out the biggest one first. So that's going to be 14.4. Don't worry about these measurements while you're watching. Oh, we panned out enough here, right? I hope you can see most of this. It's not, the trimmer is quite big and I work in a very tight space. So 14.4 by 10.1. So that's the big layer. Then this one is 6.4. Let's pop that in. 6.4 by 13.4. There we go. Zip. This will either work or it won't work. I haven't tried it in advance. So then I need 9.1 whoops, by, I'll just do it that way, I might have slipped a bit, by 7. There's no real science to this, it's just what looked okay to me. And what looks okay to me might not look okay to you, so don't worry if you want to do yours slightly different. And for the label, I'm going to go with, I think my stamp might be slightly smaller than the other card, but you know, I think it'll be okay. So 5, oh no, I've done this one the wrong way round. We'll go 5. It's just the way I wrote it down, which, you know, that happens. 5.4 by 4.4. There we go. So that's, we got 4 pieces of crumb cake worked out. So pop them out of the way. Right, so let's start at the back and then we'll work our way now. These frogs are directional, so you know, sometimes you need to think about direction when you're cutting paper, sometimes you don't. So this one is going to be, this layer is 9.7. I'm not particularly looking at the pattern, just making sure my direction's right. So 9.7 by 14. That's that layer. I'm not using that, so I can pop that out of the way. Then this is going to be, both sides of this are in use, so I'm actually going to cut the panel, I think, which is going to be 8.7 by 6. I'm not sure how this is going to look, but we're just going to go with it anyway. 8.7. Kind of feels a bit odd slicing through the animals there. And 6.6. So let's see. I don't know if I want to. No, I'm just going to go with, I promised myself I wouldn't, but I'm going to use this bit with a giraffe in it. You say you're going to do one thing, then you do another, Janice. Right, okay, because giraffe is the pattern that's going at the back, so that's going to be the panel there, and then we need this panel, 6 by 13. 6 by 13. Okay, so that's the chopping done. Oh no, it's not. I haven't got a piece to stamp my message on. So, oh yeah, Whisper White, there's a scrap of that on my desk here, but put that over in there. And 5 by 4. I'll just take this bit to 4. And 5. Okay, then we've got a piece to stamp on, and I think we'll maybe just do our stamping right away. Now, I am going to do the stamping in Granny Apple Green. When I get it, excuse my head, if I stick it there, and of course, I need a new rack for my inks, and I've jammed this one in. Right, come on. This has not happened in the last couple of weeks since I put my ink in that rack. Heidi, if you're watching, I need a new rack. One of my colleagues can sell, one of my colleagues sells ink racks. I'll show you mine later, so if you are looking for something to keep your ink in. Speak to me. Right, I'm going to use from this set, I'm using this Wild About You stamp onto a block, a wee bit of sticky something there. Right, and just some and Janice gets too much ink. These new ink pads are really juicy. Just making sure that there's no ink on the edge of the stamp. And then just quickly down, down, and up. Wild About You. How gorgeous is that? I just love our rubber stamps. I love them. Right, so that's the Granny Apple Green away. So let's go. Can we get this video done in the time scales? And we need to layer everything up. So where's the one? There it is. Right, so I'm just using my Tombow glue, which I need to order some. Reminder to myself, I need thick Whisper White. I need some Tombow. And I will be putting an order in soon, so if anybody wants me to add anything to that order, just get in touch, especially local people. Okay, Wild About You. Oh, just noticed this grotty paper. Let's work on a green bit. So there's the Wild About You ready. And just be quick here. Okay, so I didn't look at the time. I don't know if I'm going to get this film done in one go. Actually not going to take that risk. Just going to put a wee break in this because my camera cuts out sometimes. I just want to make sure. So of course I switched the camera off while I was still saying something. It was something about you not missing any, and then I switched it off. The technology really beats me sometimes. I love using Tombow for sticking paper onto card. One, because it holds it tight once it's dry, but two, because it gives me a bit of movement, and if I don't think it's quite lined up, I've got a minute or two to line it up. So that's the back layer, and I'm just going to put that straight on to the base card, and we'll start to build this up. Oh! Very squint. Not giving myself much time there. There we go. Maybe that's not too bad now. There we go. I do all this perfectly until I go on the camera. And then this strip here, to put the glue on the animal side. The double-sided papers are just so gorgeous. All of them. And it really, if you go in one of the sets, it really doesn't matter which way around you do the papers, because you know they're all going to match. Just pop this one straight on the card. Can you see how quickly this is all going to come together? Just no particular place for it to go, just use your whatever looks okay to you. Then don't just shove it, keep it straight. Janice had to knock it with her hand there. Some Tombow on there, and then I'm going to put that maybe. Get stuck down first, Janice, before you worry about where you're putting it. got to put that higher up. And do you see what I mean by separating them with the card? Otherwise these two would just blend together being on the white background. And then Wild About You, just going to overlap that one. About there. There we go. I'm liking that. I could, you know, add a bit of ribbon if you wanted to fancy it up a little bit. That's if you can unwrap the ribbon. I've got this beautiful granny apple green ribbon. I think I might actually. But of course, as you all know, I can't really tie bows on my own, and I've got my old trusty, had this for 100 years, bow maker that a friend gave me when I first started out card making, which was a lot of years ago. So just use it. Use whatever way you tie a bow, just do it. There's no right or wrong. The other thing I need to add to my shopping list is, what do you call them? Glue dots. I'm out of our fantastic wee glue dots. I love the wee Stampin' Up glue dots. I'm going to have to use... Oh, isn't that tied beautifully? That ribbon is gorgeous. So I have somewhere I did have, oh here we go, some glue dots from another manufacturer, but they're quite big. Prefer my little Stampin' Up glue dots, and I've had these old ones. It's just as well maybe to use them up because they're so old they don't even want to come off the backing. There we go. So there you go, we can fancy up with a bit of a bow. I'm going to put it there. So what do you think of this card? I'm really liking that one. Different paper, same idea but a completely different look. Could pop some gems on there if you want to fancy it up. I actually don't think it needs it. I think a paper, it does it itself. And I cut that one pretty well, giving us a whole giraffe there. And there are some frogs peeking at the back. They're headless frogs, aren't they? Headless frogs. Hey, thanks for watching, thanks for sticking with me. If you've got any questions about the Designer Series paper offer, signing up as a demonstrator, or just how to craft, get in touch. I'll help with whatever I can. Thank you.